I would like to answer the IELTS Speaking Part 1 recent topic questions about sharing, dream job, rules, public places, friends, and quiet and noisy places. My name is Julius. I get a band 9 on my first attempt at taking the IELTS speaking test. Study these sample answers so you can get ideas on how to answer these questions better. Let's begin. Now let's start answering questions about sharing. First question. Who's the first person you'd like to share good news with? My mother, absolutely. She's always been supportive of me, so it's just right to share all the good news with her first. I know that she feels the proudest whenever I tell her such good news. And I'm always over the moon whenever I see her reaction. Of course, it'll be my parents, but if I have to choose only one, I think it'll be my father. That's because I have a very close relationship with him that whenever I have personal issues or some great news, he always gets to know first. Last week, I told him that I finally got a new job, and he was very happy about it. I was also happy to see that he's happy about my achievement. Second question. Do you prefer to share news with your friends or your parents? That surely depends on the nature of the news. If the news is unserious or has nothing to do with my personal life or my family's life in general, I share that news with my friends. However, if the news concerns our family, without a doubt, they're the first people to know. Lately, I've been into sharing news with my friends because I feel more comfortable and I can say things unfiltered. Well, I have a good relationship with my parents and I can talk about a lot of things with them, but there are always reservations. And I think that's pretty normal. Are you tired of getting a band 6 or 6.5 over and over again? Let me help you achieve your target band score, just like how I helped many of my students achieve their target band score. I'll identify your weaknesses and let's address those weaknesses practically so the next time you take the IELTS speaking test, you can surely achieve your target band score. Join my one-on-one coaching program today. Send me an email or click the link in the comment section to know more about my one-on-one coaching program. I'll see ya. Now let's move on to answering the topic questions about dream job. First question. What was your dream job when you were young? Back then, all I wanted was to become a cashier. That's because I was fascinated by the cash register that had a lot of money inside it. I thought that the money in that machine was for the cashier. Thinking about it now really amuses me. I vividly remember wanting to become a doctor. My mom was hospitalized and her doctor helped her tremendously. So I thought to myself that I wanted to be like him, helping patients recover from their illnesses. Second question, how did you change your mind about your dream job? As I got older and learned that the money in the cash register was not for the cashier, I realized that I couldn't be a cashier. Well, children don't understand how the world works. I was a child back then, so it was normal for a kid like me to think that the cashiers had all the money in the world, and that made me think of becoming one. When I got mature, I realized that I wasn't smart enough to study medicine. I didn't have good study habits, I wasn't patient enough, and my interest is always in numbers. So I studied accountancy and became an accountant. Well, I'm happy and content with my vocation. Third question. What do you plan to do in the future? I really want to start my own business because I don't like my current job. I hate it, especially when there is so much workload. I feel so stressed out since I have to achieve certain metrics every month. Honestly, I'm staying in this company because I get paid well. I plan to work as a freelancer in the future. I want to be my own boss. I'm thinking of offering my services to different companies as I believe I can make more than being tied to a company. I hope I can make that happen before I turn 35. Fourth question. What kinds of jobs are popular in your country? It's mostly jobs in the healthcare industry. That's simply because primarily medical students and professionals dream of migrating to another country. They first gain experience here in our country and then move to another country to earn more. And more importantly, they aim to get a residence status abroad. I think jobs in computers or information technology, because these jobs are in demand these days. People want to get jobs in this industry because they can earn better than in other jobs. Also, government jobs are popular because of stability. 7, 7.5, 8. So, how did these students achieve these scores without me coaching them? Well, they simply use my reviewers. My reviewers helped them formulate ideas, structure their answers, and develop their skills in discussion. My September to December reviewers are now available. If you want to achieve your target band scores without me coaching you, get my latest reviewers and prepare strategically so you can achieve your target band score. Get it now. Click the link in the comment section. Now let's answer questions about rules. First question. Are there any rules for students at your school? Yes, absolutely. From primary to tertiary school, we had to be punctual and avoid tardiness. We also had to wear a uniform except on Fridays, and we had to submit our school projects on time. Those rules taught us a discipline, and I'm glad that the schools I went to have continued implementing such rules for their students. Yes, and for sure, all schools have their own rules. Some common rules that schools implement are avoiding tardiness or excessive absences, respecting teachers and students, prohibiting students from copying others' work, and giving students the freedom to express themselves. The aim of school rules is to impose discipline and create a respectful environment. Do you think students benefit more from more rules? Well, rules are good, but too many of them restrict students from expressing their creativity, whereas they may develop fear or suppress themselves from expressing their right. I think balance is the key. School rules should be sensible and practical, which can surely create a healthy school environment. I believe not. I think it's the school admin who can benefit more from too many rules, knowing that they are the ones who make and implement them. For me, rules are necessary. However, the school admin should implement those rules that are truly helpful to both teachers and students. Do you prefer to have more or fewer rules at school? Personally, I don't mind the number of rules in a school as long as they're beneficial to teachers, students, and parents. The school administration is primarily concerned with the welfare of students. Therefore, they create rules that truly help develop their students' character. It's hard to choose between the two options because that really depends. Sometimes too many rules oppresses students, and sometimes few rules, especially insensible ones, lead to chaos. So the best thing is to not count the number of rules, but to create quality rules that can improve the condition of the school as well as the teachers and students' well-being. Would you like to work as a teacher in a rule-free school? Is there such a school as that? I just can't imagine being a teacher in a rule-free school. That must be a nightmare. That means teachers are not respected and students can do whatever they want. That's chaotic. Not at all. A rule-free school loses the purpose of education. I mean, part of education is learning rules, executing them, and following them. If there's no rule, then the objectives of education cannot fully be achieved. In other words, rules are a part of education. Now let us answer questions about public places. First question. Have you ever talked with someone you don't know in public places? Yes, and I like it very much. I enjoy talking with strangers as I get to learn many things from them. Besides, it's great to talk with them since there's no judgment. I often talk with strangers when I'm in a long queue or when I'm at a station. It's a good way to pass the time. Yes, but not too often because I'm shy. I always struggle to initiate a conversation with a stranger in a public place. For some reason, I get tongue-tied. Just this morning, I wanted to ask the lady at the reception about the location of the function room where this exam is held, but no words came out of my mouth. Second question. Do you wear headphones in public places? Not at all. I have to make sure that I'm aware of my surroundings so that in case of emergencies or unwanted incidents, I can easily react appropriately. For instance, a jogger could have avoided an accident if only he had heard the horn of the car when it was still seconds away before it hit him. Yes, especially if I'm on a train. I don't like hearing people's chatter. I just want to listen to music and relax after working for hours. Or listen to a podcast and learn something valuable. Third question. Would you like to see more public places near where you live? Yes, definitely. I would love to see playground for children, a park where people can hike and exercise using the provided exercise equipment, and more green spaces so I can be close to nature. Sadly, my town doesn't have any of these. I'm lucky because our town has green spaces where people can spend time relaxing and hiking, and the kids can play with those monkey bars, swings, and slides. But I think it would be nice if our town had a public library. That's just lacking in our town, which I hope the local government can consider building one. Fourth question. Do you often go to public places with your friends? Rarely. If I go to public places such as a mall, a park, and a library, I usually do it on my own. I don't know, I just enjoy spending quality time by myself. It gives me peace of mind and focus. I only visit public places with my friends if I get an invite from them. Yes, I do. Just a few days ago, my friends and I had a picnic at a park nearby. We had a good time catching up. And this weekend, we will go shopping at a newly opened shopping mall. We're looking forward to it because it's been ages since we went out shopping together. Now, let's answer questions about friends. First question. Do you have a friend you have known for a long time? Yes, and that's my best friend. We've been friends for 15 years, and we've been inseparable since the first time we got to know each other. And I like the fact that even though we don't talk every single day, our relationship stays the same. Yes, I do, but unfortunately, we've drifted apart after I moved to another state. We sometimes exchange messages, but I feel that our connection is not the same as it used to be. But that's just a part of life. Sometimes some of our friends become a memory. Would you invite your friends to your home? Yes, of course. Who wouldn't want to invite their friends to their home? I mean, every close friend I have is welcome to my house. I enjoy hosting lunch or dinner dates with them. I think having dates with them at home is making our relationship stronger. Yes, I would, but I'm choosy about whose friends I'm willing to invite to my house. That's because I have trust issues. I don't like a lot of people to know about my status or the way I live my life, especially these days where people keep on posting videos or photos of other people online without permission. Is there a difference between where you meet your friends now and where you used to meet them in the past? Yes, absolutely. Now that we all have jobs and money, we often meet at a restaurant and eat great food while catching up. However, in the past, when we were still students, we usually met at a park or a burger stall. I think we've come a long way. I think the big difference is that all of us meet online since the majority of us are living abroad. Whenever we want to catch up, we just set a group video call, unlike in the past when we had to meet at one place. I'm grateful for the internet because we're still able to keep in touch with one another despite living overseas. Why are some places suitable for meeting while others are not? I think that's because of the ambience of the place. It's not good to have a heart-to-heart conversation at fast food restaurants because they're noisy and crowded. Friends who like to catch up with each other often choose a cafe or a good restaurant as they can have a pleasant conversation. I think it boils down to privacy and comfort. Places such as public libraries and food stalls are not the best meetup places. However, restaurants and parks can be a great meeting place for friends. It's common for people to choose a place where they can feel safe and be comfortable when having a get together. Now let's move on to answering questions about quiet or noisy places. First question, do you like noisy or quiet places? I love the former choice, and that's because I feel at ease in those kinds of places. I enjoy spending my time in quiet places such as libraries, quiet cafes, parks, and beaches, especially on weekdays. With those places, I can think and reflect on my life. I love both of them, and it depends on my mood and the situation I'm in. If I'm doing something very seriously, I stay in a quiet place as I can easily concentrate. However, if I want to interact with others and I want to distress myself, I prefer visiting places where there's a lot of people and where I can forget about my work. Would you like to go to quiet or noisy places on weekends when you're free? Well, there's already a lot of noise and stress at work, so without a doubt, I go for a quiet place so I can recharge my batteries. I can either stay at home and binge watch my favorite TV series or go to the beach and enjoy the sea breeze. For me, weekends are for socializing, so it's expected to visit noisy places. On weekends, it's common for me to meet my friends at a restaurant or a bar, and I enjoy the ambience of those places as it makes me feel alive after working like a dog for the entire weekdays.